How's it going, guys? We have a Black Cat milestone we should be talking about. That's going to be getting the 1.6 million points on the return of her trial to get those Gear to 18 pieces, and who knows, this might help some people be a little bit more competitive while cheapening out on their effort for the Black Cat trial that's currently running. So I got two methods for you. One that's going to be for people who are, you know, their teams aren't super elevated. Now we have a couple different strategies we're going to use to get all the way through, mostly talking about difficulty and the packs. And then for the people that do have a developed roster that we're competing in the Green Goblin trial, we have a really fun way, and I do mean fun, to get through 6 nodes, get 1.6 million, and not have to worry about maintaining cooldowns for any characters. Let's get into it right now. Alright, so the first track, if you are doing a punch up, first of all, I would suggest you check out the Black Cat trial playlist that I have where we break down all the nodes, show all the teams. Now there's going to be a couple of new teams that we could talk about, mainly the new Sinister 16. Now this team for the original Black Cat trial was just a burn team. Now they can do all 3 nodes, arguably as good, if not possibly better, than the Nowhere team. And they don't rely just on one character. They don't rely on just on your Nova. The entire team has its benefits. And of course, I'm showing Electro here on difficulty 8. You could use Kraven, you could use Spider Slayer, you could probably use Rhino or Shocker if you really wanted to. So there's a lot of options for you depending on which characters you have built. Now, if you're doing punch up and you're trying just to skirt by, get those milestones because you already have Black Cat done, but you didn't really build your Nowhere too much, didn't build your Sinister 6 up too much, I do think you probably still need them to be at least Gear Tier 14. Hopefully level 90 to 95 to get all the damage in. I'm not actually sure how that power would scale, but I do know Sinister 6 is great. Now, one of the reasons why I was looking for an alternative way to do this, because for the most part, an account like mine, I can get on difficulty 8, all packs, and I can auto, until I get to the Global Controller and the Mystic Villain nodes, and I think it actually goes in that order. Mystic Villain leads into Global Controller, correct? Yeah. And I was having a hard time carrying because it was difficulty 8. And so, like, on the last Mystic Villain section, I think a Madeline Pryor passive mind control got my Doom to get smacked by somebody. He dropped below yellow, so he wasn't really alive. The energy became an issue, just trying to, like, pay attention, but also, you know, making sure that we have the right cooldowns when the proper enemies pop in, particularly that node 8. And it was like, it'd be great if we didn't have to do these nodes. And the good news is there's definitely a way where we could skip having to care about cooldowns on this team, but also on the brawlers and also in other characters as well. And that's going to be by jumping up to difficulty 10 with 95 packs. So I don't have the first 3 packs on. I don't have the 2 experimental serums or the other one that's in the middle. I don't think it does anything. I just turned it off for no reason. And this is a fault of the pack system, right? Like, just like the Green Goblin, the video we just put out, the packs don't do anything. So it's kind of equip them or don't. The only thing that really matters is World at War and then the 2 experimental serums that make things slightly harder, but they also make it slightly easier depending on what nodes you're doing. But anyway, this is what we're going to do. This is what I actually suggest people do if you do have a developed roster. First of all, more fun and so much less stress. So the first step is going to be in that node 1, the unrestricted section. We're going to go in there and we're going to build up some cooldowns. The most important one is going to be Omega Red, but then Red Hulk is a close second, especially if you don't have Super Skrull. So if you do have Super Skrull unlocked, you don't need to worry about Red Hulk at all. But Omega Red is fantastic to get his ultimate available turn 1. Now, we're not going to watch all the footage because I think that's kind of silly. But you can just see we're not going to use Omega Red abilities. We only use the Red Hulk special on his first turn. After that, we're just letting Archangel feed him all the energy from there. He gets his abilities up. And you see Omega Red, he now has both of his abilities up. So with Kang, Apocalypse, and Archangel, we can just use all their stuff. We don't care. We'll never use these other characters again. We'll kill everybody super quick and we'll get through very healthy. And that'll lead us to node 2. Now, the fun part about doing difficulty 10 now is we actually have 2 teams. So if we're doing 6 nodes, we could use our Sinister 6 team on node 2 and our Nowhere team on node 6, or flip that up. Either way, we don't have to save a single cooldown at all. Just let everything fly. You don't have to worry about it. Now, I, for fun, made sure my Sinister 6 was ready and I used them on both nodes, but I know that Nowhere works on node 6 and node 2 because this is what we had to do last time, right? So you could kind of pick and choose which node you want to do. And no matter what, one of those fresh teams can handle the node very easily. The only thing I would suggest on difficulty 10 is make sure you control this cloak faster than not. Like you're going to see here, I don't get to control him, but it's because he dodges the blind from Mysterio. I think he dodges the turn meter rewind from Vulture. See, he just dodges everything. So I get covered in blinds. I still get through it. I still get through it super healthy because Sinister Six is just such an amazing team, especially with War Buffs on. But it was just annoying. It was annoying to be blinded for a little bit. So yeah, pick and choose. You want Sinister 6 on node 2 and then nowhere on node 6 or vice versa. Don't save cooldowns, just let it fly, have fun with it. And that leads us to the nodes that like were the reason why I wanted to do this. So the Mystic Villain section, this is the only bit of annoying strategy-ish, right? So this is where my Doom got super low, and then I kind of had to play around with turn order on the next node after that, even on difficulty 8, because I just went in there with my Doom like with one hittable, right? Now, I don't have to save a single cooldown from Heartless. I don't have to save a single cooldown from Dorm or Agatha. When Heartless ult is ready, let it rip. When Dorm ultimate is ready and we're about to end the node, use it to heal your Doom back up to full. The only thing we want to make sure is that our Doom is entering the next node with his ultimate up. That's it. Morgan, her having her abilities up is a bonus, but it really just comes down to Doom. And so you see, I'm using all the abilities, I'm ripping through the node, and it's this last wave that's always a problem. So it's the Dark Phoenix going stealth, giving you defense down. It's the Madeline calling in attacks on you whenever you hit her. And I do believe with Doom, I hit her in difficulty 8. So I guess you could just not hit her with your Doom. That's an option, but that's not fun. And I guess you can't hit Sinister either because it is war defense. So it's applying to the other Marauders as well, right? But as you see, my Doom is super low, but Dorm, he's got the revive. I don't care if Dorm goes into the next node full life. So yes, node 10 is way harder than difficulty 8, but we care about so much less. So Dorm gets revived. We're going to go ahead, we're going to take out that Madeline. We get an enemy Morgan clone on us. So you think that would suck, but you missed it there. Once he clones the Morgan, I go ahead and I use my Dorm ultimate. That's going to basically full heal everybody. You can see I could have used the Morgan ultimate there to make it easier for myself. Feel free to do that. You really, with Omega Red prepped, you're kind of just good. And yeah, we start peeling through the node. It doesn't matter that it's a really beefy Morgan because of difficulty 10. We eventually just get her down and then we're into the next node. And so we don't need to worry about health. We don't need to worry about cooldowns on basically anybody but Doom. And then Doom comes in on this node and he just absolutely shreds. Now, you could also prep Doom Ultimate on node 1 instead of like Red Hulk if you want to do that. Hey, once again, Valley, thanks for the raid earlier this morning. Or you could just bring him in instead of Kang and prep his ultimate and then just not use him on the Villain Mystic node at all if you want. I kind of just like having Doom there because he looks pretty. I don't know. There's definitely ways you could just even take the thought from that out of doing difficulty 10, 6 nodes. So, Omega Red's turn meter rewind, turn 1, first of all, 10% turn meter rewind, trauma, heal block, ability block onto that Icarus, percentile damage, just absolutely shreds people. Then Doom comes in with his ultimate, and you just start killing people like crazy. And then when the second wave comes in, I don't need to save nothing. So normally, I would want to walk in with Emma ultimate up, and Black Widow ultimate and special. I'd want to walk into node 8 with both of those abilities up. Don't care. I would want to walk into node 8 with Omega Red abilities up. Don't care. Doom ult, don't care. This is it for Doom and Morgan. Just the 2 nodes instead of micromanaging all 4, which is why I thoroughly enjoyed doing difficulty 10, 6 nodes instead of having to do those last 4 nodes because they're a nightmare. And you see, I just let everything fly. It's super quick, super easy, and that leads us to the brawler nodes. Now, I wanted to do this with Sus because I didn't get to do it with Sus. I wanted to see what people had the advantage of in the last trial. And boy, is Sus an advantage. But if you don't have Sus, go ahead and throw in Death Pool there and just spread off debuffs on the second wave. So a little bit of mechanics for you here. Let's go ahead and we'll rewind the Wong. And then we want to kill the Shatterstar, the Longshot, take them out, then slowly kill the Multiple Man. It's not a big deal. The big deal is the second wave when that comes in, and this is why we prepped our Red Hulk, so we could alter it away. Now, Skrull is doing the job of Red Hulk as well at this moment, but Red Hulk would come in, he would put trauma on everybody, he'd flip their buffs, and then you can go in, you could spread with Deathpool, you could have put an ability block with Val before the spread. Quicksilver can absolutely shred people with debuffs, all that kind of stuff. And once again, we're not doing another Brawler node. This is it. You could use every single one of your abilities on all these characters and just not care. Because the last node is going to be a Sinister Six nowhere node, and it's just really easy. This is probably the easiest out of the three, team traded nodes. And so this was just a fantastic way, I thought, to get the 1.6 million points, get those 2 pieces, I think, of skill gear tier 18. Yeah, just 2 pieces of skill gear tier 18. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. I thought this was great. Now, if you want a more in-depth look at doing these nodes with these characters and my thought process and all that, I, of course, have those very in-depth guides. I'll include the playlist there in the comment sections below if you want to take a look at that, especially if you're like punching across difficulty 8, you're really trying to get all those milestones, or you're just trying to push your score. I think those videos are very, very relevant still. I would just say start looking at your Sinister Six as a secondary team instead of just a burn team on Node 10. They were fantastic. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, share it, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.